I think I buy it because I like the font of the packaging, which, you know, it shouldn't be a factor of why I buy yarn, yet it is. The long-awaited yarn haul. In my last video was a thrift with me, thrift haul, Halloween shopping video. I had mentioned that we also did a lot of yarn shopping, but I bought so much yarn that I wanted to make it its own video. Here's the video. Let's get right into me and my sister looking for yarn, and then we'll come back here and I will show you what I got. It was kind of a rainy Friday, but me and my sister traveled to Paris, Ontario to go to Mary Maxim's big tent sale. Oh, inventory 50% off! Oh, gotta get that inventory. I don't even know what they're selling.
Gosh, there's swords down there.
There's swords?
Swords!
Oh.
Yeah, there's this.
I'm like, why is there a bunch of swords on the road? I did not realize how much yarn would be here. Like, I know it was a tent sale. Like, I figured there was going to be a lot of yarn, but the sheer amount of yarn was ridiculous. Like, it was great. I think I kind of got overwhelmed because rewatching this footage, I'm like, I didn't even see this yarn. Like all that sparkly yarn, why didn't I buy it? Why didn't I buy it? But yeah, there was so much yarn to choose from. And the prices, they were really good prices. They also had a bunch of fabric and quilting fabric for sale in the sale. This one was cute. It had a little deer on it, but I think it was still like $10 and I didn't have like a project for it at the moment, so I did leave it, but it was kind of nice seeing all of this fabric laid out. Also, they had a ton of puzzles, like an extreme amount of puzzles on sale. Then we headed inside where they still had really good deals on all of their yarn. This was their clearance room, which is kind of neat that they have a whole yarn room just for clearance. For cotton yarn, Sugar and Cream has so many different colors. I did end up buying some of this yarn. Even though it's not my favorite cotton yarn, it's just the colors they have for it. There's just so many nice colors to choose from. Here we go, we got some yarn. First off, I did purchase this really cute strawberry bag while I was there. And if you haven't been to Mary Maxim, I don't think they have a lot of stores, but they do have an online shop. It's not just yarn. They have fabric, they have gifts, they have kitchen things, clothing, just a bunch of random stuff. I think they're mostly known for their yarn. When we were checking out, I needed a bag. I saw this bag. And what was neat about this one is that it actually came with those like reusable fruit and vegetable bags that you use while you're grocery shopping, like those mesh ones. Because I was wondering like, why is this bag so expensive? Because it was like $8. I'm like, it's cute, whatever. And then when I opened it up, all those bags just fell out. I was like, what is going on right now? This is one of those cute ones that can just fit right back in its little pocket and then I can put it in my purse. Non-yarn related, I did pick this up here. This is more for sewing, and what it is a thread cutter. Put it on your neck. In between each one of these little petals is a razor. If I'm sewing and I need to cut thread, I can just cut it through here instead of using scissors. So I've always wanted one of these, and when I saw it, I had to pick it up. Those were the only non-related yarn things I bought. Before I get into showing you yarn, I kind of have like an idea for this video. So instead of it just being a yarn haul and me showing you the yarn and that's it, I'm going to show you the yarn and then I'm going to be making some stuff with the yarn, and then I'm going to show you what I made and how I feel about the yarn I bought. So that way I can give you kind of like a true review on it as well. First up, I bought this. It's called Pato, and there are 2 decks on it. It is a 100% acrylic yarn. Color is just called pink, really kind of chunky yarn. I just kind of like how it looked like bubblegum. So that's kind of why I bought it, because I like the bubblegum look. And it was kind of like the first yarn that I found, and I'm like, okay, I'll buy this. And then I kind of forgot it was in my basket when I found the other yarn, but it was too late. I just really like this pink, and I think it would make a really cute cup cozy. So I think most of these projects are going to be cup cozies, just because I feel like doing a small little project like that lets me figure out if I like the yarn or not without committing to something big. Other yarn I picked out is this one here, which is called Perfection Yarn. Every time me and my sister have been there, which was 2 other times before this time, so I've been there 3 times now, I've always seen this yarn in the back, like clearance room, and they always had so much of it. I think it was like on sale that day, so I ended up buying this purple one. Again, not a lot of colors that I would normally pick. There was a bright pink, but it was like exactly like this, so I wanted to pick a different color. I just went with this fun purple. The color is just purple. What is it made out of? Oh, it's just acrylic. Of course, it's just acrylic. It's very dense. Get like 150 meters of it. We'll see how that works. And then I actually bought these 2 colors here. They are from Premier, and they are the Parfait Chunky. I think that's how you pronounce it. If you've watched a few of my other videos, I did do a review on some Hobie yarn, and one of them was their Honey Bunny Shine yarn. This is like the exact match to the Honey Bunny. Well, that I got was shine, so there's some glitter in it, but I kind of like it without the glitter. And I love, first off, this dark chocolate brown. Love this, especially with this orange. Oh, it's like this is like a creamsicle orange. I really kind of wish I would have picked up more colors now. But anywho, I digress. I really want to make like a cute little fall cup cozy with this, but I feel like I want to do some other things because these are just so cute together. And what I like about buying like a few of each yarn is if I don't like it, I didn't spend a lot of money on it. But if I do like it in the future, I can order it online because I know I'm gonna like it. And that's kind of the reason why I don't order a lot of yarn online, because I don't know if I'm gonna like it. The last colors I got are these here. They are from the Sugar and Cream brand. Beginning to think I already have this green. It was a really good sale, but I think I have this green already. I think it's over there. Oops. Kind of want to make one of those reusable grocery bags. I'll put a photo here. I just wanted to make like a cute lemon version of this, so we'll see how that goes, but I didn't really look up the pattern while I was there. I just kind of bought colors that look like a lemon. I kind of bought the green thinking, oh, if I want like a cute little lemon leaf, but I think I already have this green, but it's fine. I love how like slimy this color looks. I can use that for other things, but this is gonna be like a little lemon purse or a bag or something. Pretty much everything that I bought, my sister bought so much yarn. Like she bought like 3 times the amount of yarn that I bought. That's all the yarn, and now I'm gonna start making those projects, and then I will come back here and discuss how I feel about the yarn as well as the projects that I've made. First up, I'm actually going to be using this yarn here, the Sugar and Cream. This is, if you look at the back, it is a 4 medium weight yarn, and it does tell me to use a 5mm crochet hook. It is made in Canada from 100% cotton. That's nice. That kind of makes me want to buy it a little bit more because it's from Canada. Anywho, I have used this yarn in the past. I'm 50-50 on it. Has really great colors, but the texture of cotton, I don't know. The feeling of it, it's kind of rough. It is softer than other cotton yarns that I have used. Here's the thing. I kind of forgot that I don't really like this cotton yarn. I think I buy it because I like the font of the packaging, which, you know, it shouldn't be a factor of why I buy yarn, yet it is. Now, the pattern that I'm actually using to make this, they asked for the Hobie Friends of Cotton yarn, and I love that yarn. I've made a few things with that yarn. Again, this video is about me using the yarn that I had bought and not me buying new yarn. So maybe eventually I will buy the Hobie yarn again and make another one. That being said, because it is a different yarn, and in the directions, they want you to use a 2.5mm crochet hook. I tried using a 3 with this. No, wasn't happening. So I ended up going with a 4. It's a lot wider than it says in the directions. Like in the thing telling you about the pattern, it says wide. It's supposed to be about like 5, 5.5, 5 3/4. I'm diverting from the actual pattern, and I'm not going to make any more rows because they used a different yarn and because the pattern asked to use a smaller crochet hook. Obviously, each one of these rows is going to be a lot smaller. And so that's not really the case for mine. If you know how to crochet, you can break the rules. So if you know what you're doing, you can like diverge and do something else. So that's what I'm doing. I'm kind of making it my own way. Maybe one day when I get the actual yarn, I'll do it the proper way. But this is just me having fun, okay? This is just a fun project. It has to be fun. I can't stress myself out with it. The other thing I do want to mention is that this yarn here, you have to use a certain crochet hook. I have switched over and I've started using these furls hooks, which I love, like the width of them. It's just, my hand doesn't cramp while I'm crocheting. But I am a fan of the tapered hook, but this is an inline hook. You see how sharp that edge is? Normally I don't use this style of hook, but I love this hook now. I prefer using these furl hooks. If the furl hooks came in a tapered hook, I would like that a little bit better, but this is working fine with me for most yarns. This yarn here, no, cannot use that hook. I have to use one of my old school hooks, this one here, because it's the tapered hook and it just catches the yarn better. Because of the cotton and how you can kind of see the strands, they just kind of like try to fall apart from each other. The inline hook keeps catching that and it is so difficult to crochet with. So if you are crocheting with this, I personally like using the tapered hook because it crochets so much nicer. So this is where I am right now. I'll get a little bit further and then kind of update you. So this is what I made. It is not the full pattern because I gave up. And it's not that I gave up. Okay, it's kind of that I gave up. It's mainly just because I think this is cute. I think what I did is adorable. It's just I didn't want to work on it anymore. The problem is that obviously wrong yarn choice. I didn't follow the directions when it came to what yarn I should use and the hook I should use. So when it got to the point of me actually having to crochet the net bag, the math would have been all wrong because I don't have as many chains around as the pattern is supposed to have. Okay, I'm surprised I got this far with me making it up as I go along. Like I followed it to a point and then I'm like, I'm gonna do my own thing now. It's a cute little pouch. I think what I want to do is maybe put a little lining in here and then maybe a little zipper. To the touch, it's soft, like it's not rough or coarse when it's done, but like actually working with it, it's a little bit of a struggle because if you crochet with acrylic yarn, it kind of just glides on your hook, whereas this cotton yarn, I don't want to say it doesn't glide because it still somewhat glides. It's just a little trickier to crochet with. As you saw when I was showing you what I was doing, the problem that I was running into was, one, you have to use a rounded hook, which is a tapered hook. I loved taper hooks and I still love them. I really love furl hooks right now because I really like the handle and they're an inline, which I did have to get used to, and I've kind of still getting used to it. I still prefer a tapered hook. With this yarn, no, you cannot use an inline hook. Well, personally, I'm not going to use an inline hook. The pattern was really easy to follow. I will be linking it in the below if you also want to purchase it from Etsy where I purchased it from. I would like to do it again, but with the Hobie yarn like they suggested, because I love the Hobie yarn. But again, this video was not about me buying new yarn. It was about me using the yarn that I bought from the yarn sale. Overall, working with the yarn is okay. It's not my favorite cotton yarn. Again, I like it because of the colors and the font on the label. I think I give this yarn maybe like a 6, maybe a 7 out of 10. With the green one that I bought, I didn't realize that I had already bought a green one a few months ago. But what I would have done if I had finished the bag, I would have made the net bag part the same as this like yellow, there's 2 yellows, as the brighter yellow, and then for the handle I actually would have made it out of the green, and that was like a whole plan, and I was like kind of excited to do it, but you know, time just kind of got away from me and I kind of got tired of making it. So I mean, I finished the lemon pouch. So we have the lemon pouch if I decide to continue on. If not, cute little pouch. The next yarn I'm going to use is the Parfait Chunky yarn. It is so soft, like I mentioned. It really feels like the Honey Bunny Shine that is from Hobie. This color is called Tangerine. And what I like about this, because I've already kind of like undone it, is that you can pull it from here, but there is a middle pull from here that you can pull out of it, because then I don't have to wind it into a ball. Because here's the thing, I know I'm not going to use the entire one of this, like I'm not going to use the whole thing, because I just want to make simpler, quick, you know, quick projects. It's nice that I don't have to unravel the whole thing. It is a super bulky 6 yarn, and it does tell me to use an 8mm hook. I am just going to use a 5mm hook because I'm just making a little cup cozy with this one. I don't know if I'm going to use both of them. We'll see how much time I have left because I'm trying to get it all done in one night. I know. This is the Honey Bunny Shine. You're seeing how they are so similar. This one's just shiny. This is the brown color I really wanted, but I don't think Hobie had it at the time. And this was the brown color that I did get from Hobie. I don't remember the color of this one, but this one here is called Chocolate. This is pretty much what I'm going to make, but I'm going to make it an orange now, and I think I did a half double stitch. I find with this type of stitching, if you do a single crochet, it kind of bunches up. How do I put it? Like weird little yarn strands that just kind of stick out more than others, if that makes sense, because that's happened to me before. Kind of like, you see how those are kind of sticking out? like that. I feel like you get that when you do a single crochet with this yarn. So I will be doing a half double, so I'm going to be using the orange and we'll see how that goes. If I have time, I will also do this one, but again, I have 2 other yarns that I really want to test today. It is August 31st, the last day of August, and tomorrow is September. For me, once September hits, it's fall time. Even though I know fall doesn't start till the end of the month, it's fall time for me, which means the start of my fall TV shows that I like to rewatch. I want to start off strong with all of Stranger Things. I didn't watch Stranger Things last fall because the new season had just come out in the summer and I had binge watched it prior, so I did need to rewatch it. But this year, we're watching all 4 seasons of Stranger Things, and then we're going to be watching Over the Garden Wall. Love that show. And Gravity Falls. Gravity Falls is also a very fall show. But yeah, so I'll be watching Stranger Things while I work on my projects. This is the next one. I got myself a nice cap, had to try it out. I really love this yarn. You know what? I like it better than the Honey Bunny Shine yarn. It's so nice to work with. It's so soft. When I tell you it's so soft, it's so soft. I loved crocheting with it. I just think I need to make it a little bit bigger. I can never know the dimensions, and I ended up just making the one of this. I do want to use the chocolate brown color to make another one, and then I'm kind of thinking maybe I'll do like a cute like little zigzag cup cozy and alternate between the brown and the orange. I kind of regret not buying more colors. I like this, and if you've ever wanted to try the Hobbii Honey Bunny Shine or Honey Bunny yarn, this brand of yarn, it's the same thing. It's pretty much the exact same yarn. I kind of like the feeling of this one a little bit better. I feel like it's a little bit more softer, a little bit more chunky, whereas the Hobbii yarn is on the lighter side. I give this yarn 10 out of 10, and I'll say it again, I regret not buying more colors. Onto this yarn here. To be honest, I'm not too sure why I bought it. I like how it is chunky, but I don't really use chunky yarns. It was because it was like this cute like bubblegum pink color and there was some ducks on it. Again, I know I shouldn't be buying because of labels, but come on, they're ducks. They're cute. For this one, I am just making another cup cozy. I know, it's not that creative. I got creative with the first one, okay? Everything else, I'm just making cup cozies. Mainly because I don't really know what else to make that's like small enough. I mean, I could make little coasters for the inside of my cup holders in the car, but I do like a nice chunky cup cozy for my ice caps. I thought I would just try it with this pink one. So far, the pink, it's a little scratchy. It's soft, but it's not as soft as it looks. So we'll see how this one goes. This is what it turned out looking like. I know, very basic. Sometimes it's the best to just make very basic projects with new yarn so that we can kind of test them out and knowing that what I'm doing is gonna like turn out the way I want it to instead of like trying new things. It's pretty thick. It crocheted beautifully. I really liked it. It works. I don't know if I'd ever buy this yarn again just because I don't really buy chunky yarn. I just kind of wanted to buy it just to buy it. I know I shouldn't be doing them, but you know, I wanted to try it out. I give it like an 8 out of 10. Nothing wrong with the yarn. I don't see myself ever buying it for anything. It's a nice yarn to work with. It's just, I don't really buy this type of yarn usually. So yeah, it crocheted nicely. All right, on to the last yarn. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of wish I picked a different color because there was like this gray black and I'm like, that's not my color. I'm like, Halloween colors. Should have bought it instead of this purple. I mean, this purple's super fun. What is this yarn? Look at this. Look at the end of this. Huh, that's interesting. Okay, we'll see how this goes. The original plan was to use a 5, but the way that this is, it's like, it's all rolled up until it gets to your hook and then it kind of like expands. So I think I'm gonna use my 6 instead. Okay, so I tried it with the ripple stitch, but the math wasn't mathing. I think I'm just gonna take it apart and maybe do a triple stitch. I don't really do triple stitches a lot, but this yarn is just so weird to work with. Just kind of want to make something and just see how I feel about it without getting too complicated in the pattern. Not really a fan of the triple stitch either. So I think I'm just gonna go to a double stitch. It's really, like, look at this. Look at that. It's just really weird. That's all I can describe. Really soft, but it's just such an odd type of yarn. I made this. I'm not 100% stoked about it. The yarn was just so difficult to work with. It's way too loose. I tried with this. It's soft to the touch. I know where I went wrong making this, and at one point I'm just like, I'm not gonna make another one, so we'll just keep crocheting. And that's what I did. I actually did a double stitch. So this is a double one, this is actually a single one, and this is a half double one. Ooh, all the colors together look really pretty though. Ooh. If you kind of see where I tied the ends, like look at that. The yarn is just, I know yarn is made up of a bunch of different little pieces of thread, but this one literally just fell apart. Like you could just pull it apart super easily. It is soft, kind of bulky. It's not, how do I put this? It's like, I could have used a 5mm with this. I used a 6. I give this probably a 5 out of 10. Nothing particularly wrong with the yarn. I didn't care for the color selection. I should have went with that gray color thinking about it now. But I mean, this is kind of like a spooky purple. Don't think I would ever make a big project out of it. It's like, you know, when you just buy yarn because I'm like, oh man, I just think it's so cool. And then you try it out and you're like, it's okay. And it was in their discount room. So I feel like there's a reason why it was in their discount room. It's just probably not a yarn that I'm gonna buy in the future. This yarn was my favorite. It was the Parfait Chunky. I want to make more cup cozies with this because it's just like, I like the texture of it and holding it, like having a nice cap. Love it. Least favorite, I think it might be a tie between these two. I think it might have just been because it is cotton yarn, so it was a little tricky to crochet with, but this one was just odd and I could not figure out how to make it really work. Maybe if I did single crochets it would have worked better. I did double, I don't know. And this one was just meh. I think that does it for this video. If you're new to my channel, like sewing, thrifting, crafting, and of course crocheting, why not hit the subscribe button? You can follow me on my Instagram and my TikTok. I think that's it. So y'all have a good day now.